And so I'll just go ahead and say that today's date is Friday, July the 1st, 2022. It's about 9:22 a.m. and we're at the DA's office, meeting with Wayne Beasley, and his attorney is present, Glenn Davidson, ADA Lauren Walsh is present, myself, ADA Madison Davis, and then Chief Harrington is also present at this meeting right now. Go ahead and let you take over, Harrington, if you want to. Well,
Okay.
before I just want to go ahead and introduce myself to Mr. Beasley. I'm Madison Davis. I'm the prosecutor on your case, as well as Jennifer Hudson's case, and I'm Jason Hill. And I understand that you have some information that you may be interested in giving us and kind of talking with us. And I appreciate you coming in today and talking with us. And just the most important thing to do is just to tell the truth and the whole truth. Okay. You feel like you've had enough time to talk to your attorney before we get started with this today? If you want to go ahead and get started with.
Obviously, we have to get legalities that way. Mr. Davidson can explain that to you, but kind of like the first time we talked, I have to tell you what your rights are, okay? You still have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk with a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one can be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Having these in mind, do you wish to talk with us now with Mr. Davidson present?
Sure.
Okay.
And you've also signed a copy of the Proffer letter, and that's been explained to you by your attorney. We have a copy of that, that was signed this morning as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we have one as well. Okay, great. Well, I'll just let Chief Harrington kind of like take over and lead questioning, and I might have a few questions that I want to interject as we go on.
Sure. You've spoken with me before. You know my theory on interviewing. I wasn't there for the first part of the movie. I missed the first 5 minutes of it and had to come in after the most important stuff had happened. So if you want to, I'll let you start from when you were first told about it and fill me in.
Well, like I told you back in Georgia. And now that I done lost everything, I'm going to tell you the whole script.
Good deal.
Back in September
Mm-hmm.
September of what year?
2019,
2019. Okay.
Jason met with me in Macon, Georgia. He asked for me to purchase a couple of guns for him. A sawed-off shotgun. Well, not a sawed-off, but a regular shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Single shot. And a Kel-Tec bullpup. I'm sure you're familiar with a four-barrel shotgun. Well, while I was waiting on my background check, because he was convicted with drugs before, and he's felon. So I don't mind helping him out getting him a gun, because he hunts just like I do. And he started telling me a story about Mr. Allen and his wife, Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he was telling me about the other girls that he's molested, what he said. And I said,
That Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
I said, well, that ain't right. He said that he sent one guy down here before, named Robbie Bolton, from Cordell. He's been in and out of jail like all his life. And he come down here and he faked Mr. Allen's death. Took a picture or something, what Jason told me. Sent it back to him, and Jason paid him $10,000. We'll kind of find out. He messed it. He screwed. Excuse my language.
Listen to me. I'll tell you now, not to interrupt you. You ain't got to worry about your language, because she's called me worse than anything you'll ever say in this meeting, I promise, okay?
Well, I'm studying to be an ordained minister.
I got you.
So
I got you.
watch my language. Anyway, he starts coming to my house, talking to me about finding him. Coming down to Mobile and finding him.
Finding
Brent Allen.
Allen.
All right. I start coming, Me and my wife just making a family trip, come down, see the sights, eat seafood, see them go, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just a family ordeal. Anyway, I got to looking for him in Saraland. Well, he kept telling me if you would go down there, look for Brent Allen, tell me where he's at, and I'll take care of it. Okay. Well, he got telling me if I do it, I won't have to worry about nothing the rest of my life. Well, he comes to the house, he tells me all this stuff, and he tells me come down here and see if I can find him. But while I'm down here, see if I can get him some business, because they'll have hurricanes down here a lot. And he does in-house spray foam.
Mhm.
And he wanted to see if I could work him up some business down here. He said, I'll pay for him hotel and I'll work me up some business. But meantime, find him. Okay. Well, this went on for about 6 or 8 months. All right, finally, he just told me, he said, look, find him, take care of it, I'll take care of you. I said, okay. Well, this comes to that, and the man did.
Okay. I want to ask if Brent Allen, did you know him before September of 2019 or had ever heard his name?
Okay.
Okay. How did you know who you were looking for? I mean, how did you go about looking for this person did you just
He
have his
give me,
name?
no, he give me a phone.
Let her finish your questions before you.
So, I think that you were kind of understanding what I was saying, but just so we're clear, how did you know who Brent Allen was or who you were looking for exactly?
Jason, give me a roundabout figure where he was, and give me a picture off the internet,
Picture of it.
off his Facebook.
Showed him a Facebook picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he just show it to you once, or did he give it to you, print it for you, text it to you?
He sent it to my phone.
Okay. And that would have been in September of 2019-ish?
No, that was in roundabout. It was about September 2020 then.
Okay. So when did you,
That's when I
first
started.
start coming
This when I
down?
started coming down here around September 2020.
Okay, but y'all first had the conversation, you first learned of Brent Allen about a year prior to that?
Correct.
Okay. And so when Jason said to you, take care of him and I'll take care of you, after you had been, looking for him for a while, what did you take that to mean? Did y'all ever talk about any specific details or?
He said I wouldn't have to worry about nothing. As far as paying his money, my life, he said I'll take care of you, I'll make you disappear. I give you a false ID, whatever you need.
Some of the guns, so I know that you said when y'all first or let me just clarify this, what's your relationship with Jason Hill?
He's my step nephew. My brother raised him. He was married to his mom.
So, do y'all have a pretty close relationship, would you say?
We had a close relationship.
And so, but the first time you learned about this this incident involving, I guess, who was Jason Hill married to?
He was married to Dusty.
Okay. And so the first time you heard about Dusty's prior incident with Brent Allen was in September of 2019?
Correct.
Okay. And you said that he was, that Jason was trying to get you to get some guns?
Yeah, I bought some guns for him in 2019.
And what was that about?
Mike's Pawn Shop in Macon, Georgia. Well, it was Warren Robbins. I'm sorry. Close enough, though.
And can you just tell us a little bit more about that, about why you were buying guns for him, or what the purpose was and how he asked you to do that?
He just collects guns. That's all I know. I mean, we wasn't really that close.
Mm-hmm.
But
And so why did he ask you to buy them?
Cause I'm able to buy any gun.
Because you don't have any prior history, and I
No.
guess his prior
Yes, ma'am.
history was what would prohibit that. So do you remember what kind of guns you bought at that point in time for him?
It was a 12 gauge single shot shotgun. And a bull tech 4-barrel shotgun.
So 2 shotguns?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to talk to you a little bit more about kind of leading up to this. You said that you first started making trips down to Mobile around, I mean, I know this has been a while now, it's been almost 2 years ago.
Ma'am.
But you think around September of
2020.
2020?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing before then? Like in between September of 2019 and September of 2020, did y'all ever have more? Did you and Jason ever have more conversations about finding Brent Allen?
He come to the house every now and then and talk to me about it. Other than that, I would go home, go to work, go home, go to work.
So what prompted the trip in September of 2020?
He told me it's time to go find him. COVID started hitting hard and everybody wearing masks and stuff like that.
So you thought that would be a good time?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what did he do to help prepare you for that trip down to Mobile?
I mean, he gave me gas money, motel funding, stuff like that.
Where would you stay when you came down here?
I stayed in Saraland.
And would he always give you cash?
Cash.
Do you know how many trips y'all made down?
I'm not real sure.
Multiple?
Multiple.
And it was always cash.
Yes, ma'am.
Did he ever give you anything of value? Like, I want to talk about the gun that was used. Did he give that to you?
He said I can use it.
Okay. Talk me specifically. Let's talk specifically about the gun.
That's a 22 automatic with a silencer.
Okay. And when did you get that?
It was around September 2020.
Where did you get it?
In Jason.
What were the circumstances of you getting it?
He said that's what he wanted used.
Okay. Did he come to your house to give it to you, or did
Yes.
you? So where did he come to?
Cordial, Georgia.
And he also lives in Georgia.
Yes, he lives in Elabelle.
How far is his residence from your residence?
In about an hour and a half. Almost in Savannah.
Did he tell you before he was coming over to give you the gun what he was doing?
Yeah, he'd text me.
What phones were y'all using to communicate?
I was using my regular phone to begin with, but he bought burner phones for us.
When were the burner phones bought?
It was bought around 1st of November.
Do you know where he got those from?
Walmart.
Were you with them?
No, ma'am.
Were they just kind of like little flip phones,
Yes,
prepaid
ma'am.
flip phones? And that was the phone that you would use to communicate with him about this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he ask you, did y'all ever talk about the burner phones beforehand?
No.
He just brought it to
He
you?
just brought them to me and said, "What do you use these?"
And did you pay for yours?
No. He paid for them.
Did you ever pay for any of the minutes or anything like that?
Yeah, he paid for them.
He paid for them?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about when he came to give you the gun. Was that the first time he had given you a gun?
Yes, ma'am.
And just tell me about that encounter.
He just handed me a case, said, here you go, use this. And I opened it up and it was a gun. It was a silencer. I asked him, where you get a silencer at? He said he got it from a friend of his, because it takes a year for a person to apply for a silencer to get one. Because it has to go to all the government issued units. ATF, CIA, FBI, all of it.
Was anyone with him
No,
when he brought it to you?
no,
Was anyone with you when he brought it to you?
no, we always talked on the porch.
You said in a case, what kind of case was it?
It was a black case, about like this.
Like a hard plastic?
Yeah.
When he came to give you the gun, do you remember him giving you anything else at that point in time? Any money or?
He gave me a couple $100. Said thanks for helping me out.
Was there ever a dollar amount that was agreed to, as far as, if, like with the previous incident, apparently, allegedly that guy got $10,000 for doing the job. Was there ever agreed upon amount?
He told me around 2,000, but
Did he ever pay you that money?
no,
Okay. That was supposed to be kind of like the end completion
the
money?
incomplete.
Okay, and that he was funding the trips as
Yes.
y'all went along,
Yes, ma'am.
and gave you the gun.
Yes, ma'am.
What else did he give you, anything?
He gave me a bulletproof vest, 2 masks.
You think of anything else?
Not right offhand. It's been so long.
Yeah. I wanna talk to you about a vehicle, a van. Did he, ever give you any kind of vehicle?
He let me use a van. He was gonna use it for a spray foam, but my transmission was tearing up my vehicle. And he let me use it, told me put it in my name and put insurance on it.
So he basically gave it to you?
Basically gave it to me. Said he wanted it back because he wanted to use it for a spray foam business. But he never got it back.
He titled it over to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were using it pretty consistently. When did you get it?
I got it it was around September
September of,
2020.
is that kind of, I guess, what you would describe as like when the ball really got started rolling with
Yes,
the
ma'am.
trips more frequent, and it was kind of talk before that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm kind of skip ahead, but I don't want to forget something because the way my mind works. In October, I believe it was, you pawned a gun in Cordell, a 22. Was it the 22 that he gave you to
Yeah.
use on Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember where you pawned that at?
Cordell Action Pawn. I had 2 guns, 2
Mhm.
22s.
So did you ever give the gun back to Jason?
Yes.
But then he asked you to, how did you get it back to pawn it?
Oh, that was before this happened.
Okay. So,
When I pawned it.
Yeah. He gave him the gun in September and you pawned it in October, November.
Yeah.
And then the incident happened in December. So he got it out of pawn before.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking that he sold
You
it to
good.
the pawn.
I had
I don't deal with pawn
I had a
shops.
22 same shop, but I lost it.
I got you. You just got the one back instead of the other one.
Yeah.
Late September.
Okay.
Like I say, my dates are messed up. I've been in jail a year and a half. I done lost track of everything. My mental state's not too good.
So, you said that he never paid you any of the $2,000 that was agreed upon, correct?
Correct. Most of the money I made was from my job. We got paid, I got paid $1,843. I had a check stub I was gonna show you, but I never
Mhm.
got to. We had end of the year bonus plus hazard pay for working during COVID. So that was $1,843 I made.
Right, and that's where we discussed that the Harley stuff had come from.
Yeah. My new hunting stuff, the Harley stuff. I set some back. I put it in. I had a little case like this. I put it in. I said we're gonna save this for the week of the 4th. When we go on vacation, we have a little bit more money to spend because we're going to Daytona.
Gotcha.
So that never happened.
Sorry to skip around on you too, but, can you just describe the van that you were speaking of earlier that he gave you?
It was a white utility van.
Okay. And then I want to just kind of, I know that it may be difficult and we probably won't be able to lock down the timeline exactly because it's been a long time since all this happened. But do you remember the last time that you saw Jason before the trip that you took down to Mobile to when it actually happened?
I think it's a week before it happened.
And can you tell me what the context of that was? Do you remember?
He just come by to touch base with me and went home. I mean, his brother lives in Diana, Georgia, which is about 10 miles from Court Hill. So he came to see his brother all the time. He would come over there and he was getting drugs from California around to Georgia being shipped. And they'd give them to his brother. He'd go up there and tell his brother what he wanted to do with them. And then his brother would take care of it. Well, after all this is over with, all that's gone. His brother told him, forget me, don't worry about me. Because he is my actual nephew, his brother is.
So,
That's Henry's son.
Right.
That's my brother's son.
Mm-hmm.
And he just told him, said, don't come back to my house no more. I don't ever want to speak to you no more.
so on that, you know, last time before it happened when he, I guess, came by just to touch base with you, can you kind of like describe what would touching base entail? Like he would come to your house?
Yeah, it's on the court. We got a place up in Court Hill called Carter Burgers. That's some of the best fried chicken you ever ate. Hamburgers, everything. Anyway, he'd come back with a bucket of chicken and sit on the porch and eat supper after I get off work. And he left.
Would y'all talk about Brent?
No, we didn't talk about it. Not that night. And it was strange to me that we didn't talk about it. Because he had talked about it every time he come over there.
Did he know that
But
you were
he
about
showed me his wife's arms, where she had carved the word sex all in her arms. You look at it under a black light, and you see it. And she showed it to me. He said, this happened after it happened to her. So I said, okay, that's your wife.
Yeah.
That's y'all.
Yeah.
And then he left.
So when you said every other time that he had come before that, y'all would talk about it, can you just kind of touch on a few of those occasions?
One time he come over and he told me, he said, did you have any chance finding the guy? I said, well, I'm looking in Saraland. Well, he didn't live in Saraland, he lived in Satsuma. At the time, I didn't know it. Well, I said, I looked in Saraland, that man don't come out. That man don't do nothing. He said, well, keep looking. That's about the only thing he'd say.
So he would just come, about how many times do you think that y'all had that kind of conversation?
About once a week,
Once a week? For what period of time?
about 2 or 3 months.
And would this have been, I guess, in like September of 2020 up until kind of the incident?
Yes, ma'am.
And,
Now, Hill made a trip down here with you one time, didn't he?
He come down here one time.
tell us about that.
He come down here and asked how we was doing and all this. We was staying at Motel 6 in Sarah. And he come by and he talked to us and everything.
What,
We
did
went through Sarah Land with him. I did. Looking for him. But we left, went back to the motel. He left and come home.
Now, there was another time you were here, or through Mobile with him, right?
Yeah, I've come through Mobile. I'm trying to think. Like I say, my memory's
Mhm.
gone right now. We went to Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
We come through Mobile,
Right.
and it was nighttime when we come. It was Friday night, and we come through. We didn't come through Mobile. We come through a little north of Mobile,
Mm-hmm.
and went to, I think it was Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
and we went and picked up a spray foam truck. He traded his truck for a spray foam truck, fully loaded. We started coming back. The spray foam truck tore up, so we called an Uber. We went back to that house, got his truck back. He called the guy, said, "I ain't trading with you, the truck's tore up."
Mhm.
Went back and got his truck, and we come back through Mobile, and we did a little searching through. That was around September.
Of 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that when he basically, I'm sorry.
It might not be September. It might be a month before that. Actually, it's been a while.
Right, that's fine. I mean, we're not concerned with specific dates, just kind of trying to nail down a general timeline of like when things were happening.
On the way back from Mississippi, is that when he kind of had his emotional breakdown and
Yeah, he had an emotional breakdown.
y'all drove through Saraland again looking for him? And
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us about that. So when he came with y'all, did y'all all ride together?
No, I was with him by himself.
It was just you and Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, that time, okay.
And Jennifer threw a fit.
Okay. And that you think was maybe around September of 2020 when y'all came down? Was
Yes,
that one of
ma'am.
your first trips down?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it the first trip down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very first time you ever came, y'all came together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And,
Usually when I come to Alabama, I go to Talladega to the races. I don't come to Mobile.
yeah. Do you have any other reason to be coming to Mobile other than to be looking for Brent Allen? Not really.
Come down here and y'all got good seafood.
Yeah. So tell us about that time that you and Jason came together. What was, where'd y'all stay?
We stayed in Mississippi
Okay. And how long?
at a nice motel.
How long were y'all down here?
One night. Went the next morning, picked up the truck and headed back.
Did y'all do any searching while y'all were down here for Brent?
Well, when we went back and got his pickup, yeah, we come back through.
Tell us about that. Where'd y'all look or what'd y'all do?
We come through Mobile, went through Saraland, looked all through there, and we went to Bayou Street, I think that's what it's called, across railroad tracks, to the right, a big two-story house. He said, "I think that's where he lived." I said, "Okay." So we drove around and come back home. Stopped at, what's that place? Seafood house in Mobile.
Wenzel's.
Yeah, where you buy fresh seafood or they cook it right there.
R&R.
So many
Yeah.
of those.
It's across from AutoZone. Shell station right across the street.
Mike Bucks.
No, it's called the Seafood House.
Oh.
Got a big shrimp on front of it.
Mm.
Good seafood. Anyway, we just went home.
So you said something about him having like a mental breakdown or?
Yeah, he got talking about Dusty and what all she's been through and what all he's been through with his life and everything, and just, he had a mental breakdown.
What did he say? I mean, can you just kind of tell us some of the things that he was saying?
Give me a minute.
That's fine.
He was telling me about her incident with Brent Allen, about what he did to her and all this, and what he did to other girls. Then he was telling me about what people did to him in the past, and how he built up his business and everything, and made all his money, and how he was doing it, and about the drugs he's run from California to Georgia, and separated them all through the South.
Mm-hmm.
And he just broke down,
Like, when you say breakdown, like,
started crying.
crying.
It's a mental breakdown. Me, I was having my own mental breakdown at the time because Jennifer was giving me a fit going without.
Yeah.
Me and her, before this happened, we've been together 16 and a half years.
Yeah. So, that was the only time that Jason ever came with you down to Mobile.
He come down one more time.
One more time after that, or
He
initial.
come down by himself.
Okay. How
And
do
we
you know?
were staying, like I say, we were staying at the Motel 6, and he come down.
Okay, so y'all were down, you and Jennifer, I guess, were already down here.
Yeah.
And he came down. Do you
Yeah.
remember when that was?
Around September.
So, did y'all plan beforehand that y'all were all gonna be down here together?
No. He just showed up.
How did y'all have the money to get down here?
He gave us $200.
Do you know, if you had to guess about like how much money total he gave you over the course of funding these multiple trips down to Mobile over a period of months?
About $600 to $800.
And so,
Excuse me.
you fine, you fine?
Burp.
No, it's fine. So on the day that it happened, I want to talk to you about what happened and, specifically any time that you had talked with Jason that day, okay? Did he know that you were coming down to make that specific trip?
Yeah. He did.
And so, it happened on, do you remember the day that it happened? The date
Not sure. I think December 6th.
of 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was a Sunday. So what had happened that weekend? When had you come down and where were you staying and just the details of that?
We come down that Friday. Like I say, he took in sights, Battlefield Park, places like that. And I started looking for him Sunday. Well, I took the burner phone. I had his number because Jason gave it to me.
Okay, so you had Brent Allen's number, so you said you had his number.
Right.
Okay. When did Jason give you his number?
That was around 1st of December, 2020.
Okay. Do you know how he got it?
No, ma'am.
How did he give it to you? When did he give you his number?
Like I say, 1st of December, 2020.
Okay. And how did he give it to you? Did he text it to
Text
you?
it to me.
Was it over the burner phone? Or do you remember if he told you in person or?
My regular phone.
Was he using his burner phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And so when he gave that number to you the 1st of December, is that going on that weekend after, I guess, the weekend of December, I guess it would have been 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's the first time that you would ever try to contact that number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so tell us about that weekend.
Well, I just contacted her that Sunday.
Okay. And tell me, when Jason gave you the number, what did he say?
I said, call him, see what he said.
And so you contacted him, and just tell us kind of about that.
I texted him. I act like a young girl. And I was texting just like a young girl would talk to him. Talking about what it was. I told him that my boyfriend had ditched me on supper. So, and he started talking to me and asked me all kinds of questions. I started talking to him, and then he started talking about marriage and stuff like that. And he told me his address, and I went and found him.
On the way, when y'all were texting that Sunday afternoon, did Jennifer take over texting for you?
No, it was me.
You did all the texting?
The picture I sent, everything was me.
Mm-hmm.
What, Jennifer was with you during that trip?
Yeah,
And during most of the trips, I guess?
yeah.
Is that fair to say? Let's see. So can you describe, I know that probably difficult, but just so we can do like just a thorough overview of everything that happened leading up to it and on the date and, you know, afterwards. But so what exactly happened on that day? What kind of call were you in, and how did it happen? How did the actual shooting happen?
I was driving in GMC Envoy,
Okay.
black.
Okay.
I told Jennifer the way at the Arby's. And she waited at the Arby's. And she said, where are you going? I said, I'm gonna go try to find him one more time. Well, I went and tried to find him.
Did you just leave
And
Jennifer at the Arby's, I guess without a car? She just,
Yeah.
okay.
The kids were with her, wasn't they?
Yeah.
And so y'all, so you went to go try to find him one more time. Tell us about it.
I went looking, and like I say, I was texting him at the time. She didn't know I was texting, but I was. All right, I got a hold of him one more time. He told me his address. That's when I went, and he said he'd be at the end of the driveway waiting on me. That's when I went to the end of the driveway, and he was standing there, and it happened. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I ain't never been through it in my life. I ain't never did nothing like this in my life.
So, right after it happened, what did you do?
Panic, went and got Jennifer and them, come on.
Were you still using the burner phone?
I used my phone
You used your phone? Okay. But when you were texting with
Jason.
Brent,
then. With Brent,
yeah, you were using the burner
burner
phone?
phone.
But there was an issue with the burner phone, right?
Hmm?
They wouldn't get on the internet?
Yeah, my regular phone got on the internet. That's where I got the picture from.
That's where you got the picture of the girl that you were
Yeah,
acting like, and sent it to your burner phone
yeah,
from your phone, and then to Brent's phone
yeah.
from your burner.
Right.
Gotcha.
So when's the first time that you talked to Jason after the shooting happened?
A week later, he came and got the gun and stuff and left. I ain't seen him since.
But did you call him afterwards and tell him that it had been done?
I told him, I said, all right, it's over with. I'll see you later.
When did y'all have that conversation?
On the way back.
On the phone?
Yeah, I called him.
What number did you call him from?
Yeah, either my phone or the burner phone one.
And what not, did you call his burner phone?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
And he said, okay, I'll be watching the news.
And so that was the extent of that conversation when you called? And when you left, I guess, Brent Allen's home, where did you go?
I come home,
Straight back to Georgia?
right back to Georgia.
And that's you only had that one conversation with Jason on his burner phone from your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And just told him that it's done, and he said he'll be watching the news?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, did he tell you like what to do with the gun? Were you worried about that, or thinking about what am I gonna do with this?
I was worried about everything. I was gone.
So,
Like he can tell you, I got family in law enforcement. I've never been in trouble. I have no priors. I'm 53 years old, this on my head. On the stupidity on my part.
so when's the next time that you saw Jason in person or talked to him after y'all had that initial conversation?
Thursday, and I got off work, he come by the house, he got the gun, he got a mask, he got everything that he gave me and took it home with him.
Okay, so
After
Thursday.
that, I don't know what happened to it.
So it was the Thursday after the murder happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So that happened, the shooting happened, on Sunday, December the 6th.
Been the
And
10th.
so it would have been, I guess, December the 10th-ish or something like that. That Thursday would have been December the 10th-ish
Yes, ma'am.
when he came to your house. And, did you know he was coming over?
Yeah, he tell you, he said, I'll be there in a little bit, I'll see you then. He come over, got the stuff and left. Dusty was with him. And his kids.
And so when he came over, where did y'all meet?
At the house.
Did he text you or call you? Do you remember?
He called me.
From the burner phone still?
No, at that time the burner phone was destroyed.
And what happened to how do you know the burner phone was destroyed?
I destroyed it. Man.
But did he call you from his burner?
No, he called me from his regular phone.
When did your burner phone get
The night of, when I got home, I broke it, threw it in the garbage.
So it didn't go out the window on the bayway?
No. It's in the lamp here in Georgia somewhere.
Did anything go out the window in the bayway?
No, nothing but a cigarette.
So the only thing that you, I guess, destroyed would have been the phone, the burner.
Correct.
And
As far as gun and everything, I don't know what he did with it. He just got it away from me.
When you gave it back to him, what was it in?
The black cake.
Was that when DJ was out on the porch with y'all?
Yeah.
and the other items, so you gave him back the gun, what else?
Mask. Everything. Give me a bulletproof vest, all of it.
And did y'all, what kind of conversation did you have at that point in time with him?
He just got his stuff and he said, all right, we gotta get home. I gotta go to work in the morning. I'll be watching the news. And left.
Did y'all have any conversation at that point in time about payment?
No.
Did you ask him anything about that, or was it just kind of understood that he was gonna be taking care of you?
Kinda understood. I have something else to tell you too. In the wedge I'm in is the medical wedge.
Mm-hmm.
He had a tumor on the side of his head.
Mm-hmm.
He come to the medical wedge And he was telling me the whole time he was in there, if I took the rap and everything, took care of everything, and got him off, he would take care of me. The other day when we was in the courthouse, and we were supposed to have a preliminary hearing, but y'all wanted me to talk to y'all first. Back in the back, he kept telling me, take care of me, you won't have to worry about nothing, I'll take care of you. I can't do that.
Yeah, didn't really work out too well the first time.
Yeah.
So
I think you
did
kinda saw that when he wouldn't pay your bond.
Well, I'm kinda in here for a year, and he don't even try to put a dollar on my books, so I get a cup of coffee.
So what did you, like, is this the first time that y'all had a conversation since
Since that happened, yeah.
when you got arrested? Did
He was in a medical edge for about 2 weeks, but they locked him down, and I'm on the bottom tier, so they'd lock me down and let him out, and they'd lock me down and let him out. Well, he'd come down there to my cell and try to talk to me and tell me, I'll take care of you, I'll take care of you. This happened, this happened, this happened.
This happening, when you say this happening, what do you mean?
Talking about when they arrested him, and they arrested him with his kids and all that in the car. And he about had a mental breakdown again because of his kids. I said, well, you tricked me, you took advantage of me, here's what you get.
How did that go over? If you can just tell us like as many details of that conversation. I know you've been in here a while, we're gonna be wrapping up soon, but I did wanna kinda talk to you about whether y'all have been having communications since y'all been in Metro.
Like I say, he come to the wedge. He was hurt. And he was telling me he'll take care of me if I take care of him, if I take the rap for all of it.
When he said if you take the rap for all of it, did y'all have any details about what that meant, or he just said kind of vaguely, if you take the rap for all of it, I'll take care of you?
He told me I was his hero. He said if I took care of it and played insanity or whatever, I'm not insane. I said, I know what it is, and I know it was bad. I said, I'm gonna pay the rap for it, I don't care.
So how many times has he come to or approached you since y'all been in Metro about
That was the only time.
just that one
In
time?
them 2 weeks that he was in there, he kept talking about it, kept talking about it. I didn't want to talk about it.
So what would you say to him when he said, take care of me and I'll take care of you?
Like I said, I can't, I told him, I said, I can't do that. I said, I gotta look out for me. I've been here for a year, and you ain't did nothing for me. I said, I had a bond. Y'all been out. I said, Jennifer was out, got a bond and got out. I said, I wish she hadn't came back in here. But you deserve to be in here just as much as I do.
What did he say about that?
He didn't like it.
What was his reaction?
He said, well, I gotta get out of my kids. I said, well, I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost my wife. I lost my kids. Well, my stepkid, but I raised him. I lost everything. A good job. I had benefits. I had paid vacation. I had everything. Because he tricked me and fooled me, and my stupid ass went and followed his directions. I'm in jail for the first time in my life.
And so what did he
You
say?
gotta excuse me.
It's okay. You take a second if you need a second. It's okay.
Now you see when I tell you,
No,
if I ever go home, I ain't coming back. I'm staying home by myself and don't bother nobody. If you got a camera back here in that holding cell, in the courthouse, you can hear him and see him tell me that. Change my plea to guilty, and I'll take care of you.
Was there anyone else in there when y'all were having that conversation? Was it
Yeah,
just y'all
my
two?
cellmates.
Who were those people?
Jonathan McLean and Charles Swanky. Charles Swanky's going to prison right now. He's up at Kilby. I don't know if Jonathan McLean left Metro yet or not.
Charles Swanky
Yes,
and Jonathan McLean.
yes, ma'am.
Is Jonathan McLean still in Metro?
I'm not sure. They moved him out of the wedge. I've been in medical wedge for a year and a half. So my hip and knees.
I got a couple of questions, not anything too big. How did you know Brent Allen before Jason Hill told you about him?
I didn't.
So
I
you
only
had
had man from Adam's House Cat.
you had never met him, never had anything to do with him. Your only connection to him was through
Through Jason.
Jason. So you wouldn't have known he existed if it wasn't for Jason.
Correct.
Right. You remember another cellmate that you've had that may have been dating one of Brent's exes?
Mm.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try to see when the last time. Do you remember?
I don't talk about my case in the Metro.
Yeah.
When I first come in there, a guy told me, he said, yeah, you talk about the case in here and you walk in the courtroom, they're sitting there on the front row looking at you. I'm like, yeah, we know about you. That's the only one I talk my case about.
So just to be clear, the last time you talked to him was before around the last court date?
It was on the last court.
On the last court date? Okay.
The preliminary hearing we were supposed to have.
Yeah. Or the status hearing, maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
We're supposed to have.
Status, yeah. I thought it was preliminary. Status,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of different legal terms that go with it, but.
It's at the courthouse. That's all I know. They just tell me where to be and when.
So the last status hearing, you think, is when the last time y'all talked was?
Right.
And
Is it-
that was about, I guess, a couple months ago, May.
Yes.
Is that
You
in Judge
were in the
Hambright's?
same area of the holding cell behind the judge's
Yeah.
courtroom, where
I
y'all
was,
sitting there in the same,
Yeah.
sitting on the same bench
no,
next to one another?
I was sitting in the lobby waiting. He was in the holding cell.
And he was talking to you
And he
through
was
the
talking to me
glass
through
door
the
or
glass
something?
door.
I was at Judge Hambright's courtroom.
And Judge Phillips.
Judge Phillips. Judge.
Okay, and then but you said there was also conversations when you were in the medical wedge as well.
Right,
Okay, and those would have been before this.
right.
And then is the medical wedge the first time that y'all ever talked when y'all were in Metro?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is the last time that y'all talked before he was booked in Metro, that time where that Thursday that he came over to your house after the
Correct.
murder happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was no communications between that December 10th-ish date and the time that y'all talked in the medical wedge?
Yeah, we talked on the phone once or twice.
Okay, in between,
Yes.
okay,
I called him, I said, hey, I got a bond, you wanna help me out? He said, you gonna help me out?
yeah.
I can't do it. I ain't got the money. They took everything. Click.
So you called him a few times from Metro.
Right.
Did y'all ever talk about the case or anything? You're just trying to get money?
I was trying to get my bond and get me out.
Yeah.
That and trying to tell you that Jennifer's crazy.
Yeah. Now that I've been with her 16 and a half years. I used to take her to mental health, but she's my crazy.
So those are really the only times that you have talked to Jason, is that December 10th-ish date after the murder happened. Then you called him after you got arrested from Metro a few times asking him for help on your bond. And then when he got booked, y'all were in the medical wedge together.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then in the holding cell before the last date.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of?
Pretty much.
Can you think of anything else that
You
he's?
did this for me. I'm hanging you out to dry. I ain't got nothing else for you. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Mhm. Can you
I
think-
want to you can stop me if I dive too far, but you had a cellmate for a while in the medical wedge that you were loaning your PIN number to so he could make calls to his girlfriend.
I don't know one PIN number, nobody.
And she had a little girl.
I don't know my PIN number, nobody.
And
Since I've been in
he was trying to talk to his dad and brother about dropping a domestic charge or something on him. You remember him?
there. I've seen so many people come in and out of there.
Because he knew a lot about your case. And just so happened, wasn't planned by no means, just so happened the girl that he was calling was Brent Allen's ex-girlfriend.
I don't remember nothing about that.
Okay.
I don't give my PIN to nobody.
Well, let me ask you this.
Even though my PIN's easy to remember, 1316.
What, you said, do you know anything, you had kind of mentioned, about Jason hiring,
I'll be bold.
yeah, prior, and,
Now, this is what he told me.
this is what, who told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Who told you?
Jason.
Okay, tell me what he told you.
He told me that he hired a guy to come down here and take care of it. Well, the guy told him he'd come down here and take care of it. He come down here to take care of it, and screwed Jason out of his money.
Where was Bolton staying at when he came down?
I don't know.
Do you know when about that, did he tell you when that was?
No, ma'am.
Is Robbie Bolton, do you know if he's like from Mobile or is he from?
He from Cordell.
Cordell.
Cordell. Do you know about any other prior incidents where Jason has tried to hire someone to kill someone else?
No, ma'am.
You don't have any knowledge of any other ones other than that one prior one with Robbie Bolton?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you remember him paying his cousin to live down here?
Chris Parks.
Mm.
He told me about it.
What did he tell you about that?
He told me he paid her to live down here so he could find Brent
So how long did she stay down here?
for a while that I know of. That, everything I'm telling you is what he's told me about.
Mhm.
Robbie Bolton, Chris Park, and all that. He said that she moved out of state because Brent was stalking.
Who, Christy Parks moved out of state because Brent was stalking her?
Correct.
But
That's what Jason told me.
did he tell you that a lot of the information he had gotten on Brent came from Christy with them being pen pals while Brent was locked up?
Yeah.
Tell us everything that Jason told you about Christy Parks and when he told you that.
Mainly he was paying her to live down here to keep an eye on him so he could make his move to get him, I reckon. And he got so bad at stalking her that she moved.
He got so bad at.
Brent Allen got so bad at stalking Christy Parks and her kids that she moved.
So Christy,
That's what I
and
was
I'm
told.
just trying to clarify what you're telling me. You're saying that Jason paid Christy to come down and stalk Brent.
No,
Right.
he paid her to live down here,
To keep an eye on him.
keep an eye on him.
And that Brent started stalking her.
Correct, because they was pen pals when he was locked up.
Okay. And so just tell me what Jason told you, anything that Jason told you about Christy.
That's pretty much it. He paid for a place for her to live down here. He got her to watch out of Brent and be friends with him. That way he can make his move to get him himself.
Did he tell you about this? When did he tell you about this? Was it about the same time that you were learning about who Brent Allen was, I guess?
Correct.
Okay. So he told you about back in, just to kind of recap, back in September of 2019, he told you about Brent Allen for the first time and the prior stuff that had gone on between Brent and Dusty.
Right.
He told you about Christy Parks, who he had paid to come and live down here and keep an eye on Brent Allen. And he told you about Robbie Bolton
Bolton, yeah.
as well. Did he tell you about anyone else or anything else that he had done to try to find?
He told me about Dusty's stepdad too.
Do you remember?
He said that he wanted him too, cause he molested Dusty too. That's what he told me. I don't know the man. I don't know who he was or nothing. He never said his name.
He just kind of mentioned it.
He just kind of mentioned it, and then let it go at that.
Anything else that he told you?
That's pretty much it. Everything he's told me is pretty much, I don't know if it's a lie, true, what.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else?
I'm pretty much. You just, main thing I want to know is you don't know where the gun went once you gave it back to Hill.
So how has y'all's relationship like changed since all this happened, yours and Jason's? How do you feel about the whole situation? Have you were kind of scammed into doing this, tricked, or however you want to put it?
I'm hurt. Like I say, I've never did nothing. Me and John got, I think it wasn't domestic violence, it was, we jumped off like I'm hard here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around heavy equipment all my life. And we got talking loud one time at Walmart parking lot, and a girl saw what we was talking. She was talking loud, she called the cops on me. They put me in cuffs and everything, but they charged me. They didn't take me to jail, they charged me.
Mm-hmm.
They charged her. It was disturbing the peace, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only
The only time that you've ever been in
time
trouble?
I've ever been in trouble.